Start.
Happy Thursday. Oh, here I am already showing the screen of what we're talking about today.
It's not a secret.
It's not a secret, but you would think it's my first day producing, and that is false.
That's okay. That's okay. We're all a little discombobulated because we've had to start playing in a competitor's plugin, and none of us are all that familiar with it, but it's been a great experience. I'm probably the least familiar with it now at this point, so you're going to see someone maybe struggle a little bit through things, but that's okay. You're always learning something new when you're building with WordPress, when you're building your membership site. So yeah, this is not a regular type of open office hours. We're going to walk through a migration, which is interesting. And when I proposed this, the team was like, really? But it's still interesting to watch. And if you are already using Paid Memberships Pro, you might just see some things in here that give you some ideas about importing, or maybe you have a list on MailChimp and you have to import them. So you're going to see an import process. If you're using not MemberPress, which is the one we're migrating from today, you're still going to see all the things you need to think about, all of the settings you need to move between your former platform and Paid Memberships Pro, your new chosen platform for your membership site. So any housekeeping, anything you want to get in, Sam, before I fumble through this?
Not too much. We do have a blog post on this migration, and we also do have an ebook that allows you to kind of walk through, and it links out at both places, link out to a wide variety of our documentation on how to use PMPro Pro throughout the whole process. But no, I mean, I think this is going to be quite the challenge to do this in 1 hour. So let's dive in and give you all the time possible.
The stakes are low. The stakes are low because it's a demo site. It's not real data. So go slower than that. But I think if we get a great recording from this, we might stop halfway through and realize this is like intractable and we screwed up. I hope not. But if you watch this back through, you're kind of going to put yourself in that mindset of all the steps I need to take. Maybe you'll write your own version of our step-by-step guide and annotate it with steps that you're going to take and what you're going to do. So it'll become kind of a hybrid of your guide and then the guide that we present. Sam recently wrote a migration overview post. So while we do have a few platform to PMPro guides, we do also have a more generic high-level guide. But this will be our first video format of a migration. So hopefully we can get some more for other platforms you might be considering leaving. This is a good open office hours to share with your friends. Cool. Okay. Are we doing it?
Yeah. Let me, there's your screen. Yeah. There you go.
So Kim and Sam, Kim White, who you know from our great support team and sales team, created this demo site for us. Very cute, small animals. We're often dogs people, so now we took a different spin. I love that you guys did that. That was very creative and cool. This is a fully set up MemberPress site. So I'll just kind of walk you through what this site includes. If you've never used MemberPress like me a few minutes ago, you're going to see some stuff that is similar to Paid Memberships Pro. You're going to see some stuff that's different. So this is a WordPress site. They chose a theme. I think it's called like Pet something. It's not MemberLite. But it is an open source free theme in the WordPress repository, I'm pretty sure. So there they have this page called Join Us that they created, highlighting 4 of the plans that exist in MemberPress. We call them membership levels. MemberPress, I think, is calling them memberships. So I'll show the equivalent of what we're looking on the front end in the admin. So we're looking at a levels page, which is what Paid Memberships Pro calls it. In the admin, it's called memberships. If I show this page on the back end, you'll see this is not the Paid Memberships Pro levels page. This is a block that MemberPress includes called the Ready Launch Pricing Table. So we'll show the equivalents of those in Paid Memberships Pro when we swap our stuff in. I also learned that MemberPress has something called groups, and groups are a way to take individual memberships and collect them in together, which we have that sort of too in Paid Memberships Pro. So we have one group called Paid Access that's set up here. And I think this is mainly in MemberPress to help you create that levels choice page. So this is also another version of a levels page you get with MemberPress similar to our membership levels page, similar to that join page with the ready launch pricing table, showing these 4 levels in this group distinctly in one view. If we edit this group, we can't edit the page it's on, so we can't add content above or below this like a normal page editor. You can edit it here in this kind of group post type, and then you can set up which levels are in it and some stuff like that. So we have level groups in PMPro. Not exactly what they are in MemberPress, but similar. All right, we'll walk through this site as quick as possible. If I click one of these join links, I go to an endpoint with like a slug for the single level that I'm buying. And then you'll see we set up 2 test payment gateways in this site, Stripe and PayPal. I am logged in. I think for complexity, I don't want to log out and show you guys this screen and what that would look. Well, let's do it once. I'll do it once, but we're not going to go back and forth. What page was I on? Let's do this one. Okay.
We don't want to break the site again like we were before.
Yeah, you guys don't even know what we dealt with the last 15 minutes. That's okay. We're here. I'm not logged in, so you'll see here, this is similar to our checkout page in Paid Memberships Pro. We have kind of information about the member. Oh, if you tab out, it seems to get very angry with you for not having a first name here. These are the equivalent of user fields in Paid Memberships Pro. So custom fields you're collecting about members look like they're snuck in between our name and some of these custom user fields. I don't know yet where they are in MemberPress, so that's going to be something to figure out. Username, email. They don't have a confirm email by default. We do, which you can turn off, and then a password with a password confirmation as well here. So not much different than the logged out view, but we did reveal that there are user fields they're going to have me recreating in this site. So we use InstaWP for all of our demo sites. We also use them for the demo sites we show you in these open office hours. So if you go to try.pmproplugin.com, you can launch a demo. It won't be this demo, but a demo of Paid Memberships Pro, thanks to the people at InstaWP. Super cool. All right, I was walking through the front end. This site does have like a blog with some blog posts. Some are restricted by membership level. Kim can tell us which ones are. Do I get to see stuff because I'm an admin, Kim? We didn't test that. I know some of these were protected, but I don't know which ones. Let me look. I'll just confirm. I want to show you guys how a protected post here, yearly all access membership. Okay. This one's protected, but I guess because I'm an admin, I can see it, or maybe I have that level. I don't know if I have this level. Is there any way to get to my level here? View members, subscriptions. Okay. We don't have one. Maybe it's just admins are allowed to see everything. Sam, let me know if Kim is saying that that's true.
Yes. She said yes.
So in Paid Memberships Pro, if you're on MemberPress and you're here just to learn, you're going to hear me like talking about the PMPro equivalent of things. If you're on PMPro already, you're like, Kim, get to it. So the PMPro equivalent of what I just tried to replicate is which post was it? We don't always show the admin. Here we go. The content that they're not supposed to see, because we like that admins don't have to log in and log out, and that they can come across content that's protected and understand and get that experience of why. So we offer admins a way to toggle their view access while they're logged in. So you don't have to log in and log out as different members. You can rather say, like, show me what this would look like if it was restricted. So that's just a PMPro thing that I didn't see here yet. Maybe it exists. So now I've hit that same post when I'm not logged in, and I'm presented with what we call our no access message. Similar. Oh, this was never customized. I hope we would customize this. If this was your site, you probably would have changed what this message says. So this is a protected post.
That would
so
confuse customers.
Yeah. Hopefully you would have customized that in your site. Now I'm back. I'm magically logging in again. All right. So that's the blog. I think there are also protected pages. There are courses. Courses are a feature of MemberPress. I think their starting tier, right? It's an only paid plugin, so their starting tier has courses. So if you had courses set up in MemberPress, if we have time at the end of this, we're going to talk through how you would migrate course data out of MemberPress into a Paid Memberships Pro compatible course integration, whether it's our default one or a third party like Lifter LMS. And then the account page, Paid Memberships Pro also has a similar one. If I click in that menu item, I'll get a recap of kind of my profile information. I don't have any subscriptions, so I would, yeah, this is empty. Payments is probably equivalent of our orders screen. Courses being courses I can access and performance, not performance, what would I say? I don't know, progression through them. And because we did also activate MemberPress, it looks like MemberPress added a panel to link me to my MemberPress user profile here as well. So I think that's enough of like, what are we doing here? This is set up with a payment gateway. We have members already set up in this site. You'll see here, we have active subscriptions. We're all going to show you how to migrate them. And then if we look here in the settings area, you can see I am connected to a testing Stripe payment gateway. So I think we're ready to start going through the guide. Anything that anyone wants to see about the MemberPress setup before we start using Paid Memberships Pro instead, let me know. This guide Sam linked you to. The first step is getting Paid Memberships Pro loosely set up. That's where I'm going to start. Steps we would recommend if this was a very active, very engaged membership site would certainly be to take a backup and then to consider whether you could pause that live website. You're running a membership site. Transactions are happening actively when members are checking out. Transactions are happening when the gateway is telling you a payment for a recurring subscription was received. So there's a lot of data that changes pretty frequently in the site. Pausing would mean members couldn't log in and access content. They couldn't change payment information. New members couldn't join. If we get this done in an hour, maybe the pause decision isn't as scary as it sounds when I explain it. There'll be a point in this migration where we actually cut over to Paid Memberships Pro, and that's kind of the critical place where you don't want a few orders missed in the process. So I think how seriously you take the pausing step here depends on like the activity of your site, the volume, the frequency you're seeing checkouts, and whether or not pausing it, you could just match up and recreate any kind of missed webhook notifications, missed orders that would happen between then. So it's a decision that you have to make. We can talk through pros and cons of it later in this if there's questions about what you should and shouldn't do. We do reference a plugin for WordPress that supports maintenance mode. As admin, you would still be able to log in and browse the front end and the full admin of your site. It just wouldn't allow anyone else, the other levels of user in your site, to use the site. They would just see a screen that says we're doing maintenance. I'm sure you've all encountered one of those in our explorations on the web. Okay, so I'm going to get started actually doing the migration. Only 12 minutes in, we're doing good. Okay. I need to download Paid Memberships Pro. I always forget because we used to be able to download through the .org and now we're not, which is wonderful, but it just means that my muscle memory is wrong. So I'm downloading in another tab here because my license key would become visible and that would create a lot of steps for me to cycle my key and change it later. So I have Paid Memberships Pro zip installed. Now I just have to cross my fingers that this site doesn't blow up when I install plugins, since we had downloads. Here we go. Open. Okay.
And this is the process that you now go through with Paid Memberships Pro is very similar to if you when you started with MemberPress.
Oh, that's
MemberPress is completely behind a paywall. There is no open source version of MemberPress at all. So downloading it from their site and installing and activating just how we are with Paid Memberships Pro is also very similar. So
yep. Okay. I downloaded the zip file from Paid Memberships Pro's website. I went to plugins, add new, and I chose my file. I uploaded my zip, and now I'm going to activate Paid Memberships Pro. I have not changed anything yet in the MemberPress side. Okay. I'm going to keep going back to the steps because I want to make sure that they're correct and I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. So we're not doing a staging site. This is the live site. So there is an initial setup wizard in Paid Memberships Pro that you'll see, but we're not going to do that because some of the things we need in this site will already be handled in the MemberPress side. So we're going to rather swap those pages so we don't have to create all these like dead endpoints. So I'm going to exit the wizard. We do have videos of the setup wizard if you're like, how's that work? Let's install the update manager just to get that on to Paid Memberships Pro itself has logic to keep itself updated, but there's also an update manager plugin that can support your site in the case that Paid Memberships Pro is deactivated, but you still need to run an update on it. So we'll make sure update manager is active as well. Okay, back to Paid Memberships Pro. I guess that could be part of our guide, our setup steps, right, Sam? If we wanted to.
Yeah, we can add it for sure.
Yeah. So the first step says to replicate our MemberPress memberships as membership levels in Paid Memberships Pro. Kim, you gave me one that I'm going to need an add-on for. I might just skip it. 1 day free and then $10 a week. We might need something special in Paid Memberships Pro to accomplish that. We'll see. Okay, so we have Paid Memberships Pro installed. We're going to go to Memberships, Settings, and create a membership level. We know there was a free level in MemberPress. Is that this? How did I lose it? MemberPress memberships are my levels. All right, free for 1 year. Let's look in the detail of this. Expires in 1 year. There's nothing else I want to recreate there. Okay, so we're going to add our level. We're going to call it free, same name, and we are going to add an expiration in 1 year. So that essentially maps to the membership level that exists in MemberPress. Okay. Wonder how many members I have in all of these. All right, $300 for 1 year, manually renew. So a fixed term membership, initial payment, one-time billing, expires in 1 year. I don't know what allow early renewals is, but we're not going to worry about it. Paid Memberships Pro, we never restrict early renewal. So, okay. And there's no like content here. Oh, get 1 year of access. This level requires manual renewal. Okay. That looks weird. My dog came in, guys. Oh, maybe I thought that it was MemberPress, but it must be this. Hi, dog. It must be this theme that's also styling inputs in our admin. Okay. This one is $300. It is a one-time payment. There's no recurring, and the membership access expires in 1 year. Correct. Okay. Save level. We've talked about making like migrators for this stuff. This one is recurring $250 per year. Okay. Maybe we will one day. We'll see how much attention. I'm just going to call it a monthly, even though it's an annual, so that it sign up for a yearly membership and save. Oops. Okay. There are other settings on levels that Paid Memberships Pro supports that I'm not going to customize that I don't see here, like a custom like confirmation text. What's that? Permissions? No, I don't know. Okay. But that's okay. There's, if you're making the choice to switch, you must have a reason and have explored Paid Memberships Pro enough that maybe there's a few MemberPress features you're giving up, but maybe, hopefully, I think you're gaining a lot in the long run. So that's our yearly. 1 year, man. I wonder if you even want to recreate that monthly. We didn't do this one yet. Okay. This is a recurring monthly level that is $25 per month. That's our level description, $25 per month, never expires. That's actually the template is $25 per month, so I'm not going to change the pricing there. That just happened to work. Okay. And then let's just do, how am I going to do this one, Kim? 1 day free. And then $10. Does our level, I don't know if our trial stuff supports that. Sam, you did a lot of research on trials.
Yeah, I don't know if
per week. Okay. We need to use subscription delays to do the 1 day trial. I don't want to set that up here, so we're just going to pretend this didn't happen and just give them a week trial instead. That's actually how we would do a week trial. Nothing at checkout, $0 for the first 1 subscription payment. Okay. Is everyone in the chat like Kim's cheating?
No.
Okay, good. So I can accomplish the matched settings, but you would need an add-on for Paid Memberships Pro called subscription delays. We talk about that add-on a lot, and it's powerful, but it's complex. So it can do a 1 day $0 trial. It can charge them $7, put a gap of 3 months in between, and then start billing them every week. It's pretty complex what it can do, and it's something we want to eventually bring to the core plugin, the open source complete plugin. But right now it is a premium add-on, or you can get it via GitHub because it's open source. So I'm not going to exactly match that, but we will do a week trial on a, actually, I don't even need the trial on this one because that's going to give them 2 free. We'll just make it free for the first week. So nothing at checkout, then they start billing per week. That's really what that's closest to what we had in MemberPress. Okay. All access monthly. Okay. Now I'm going to look at these groups. The way level groups in Paid Memberships Pro work is that by grouping levels, you're defining the relationship between all the levels within the group. And you're saying, can one single user hold multiple levels in this group, like an a la carte shopping experience, or the act of changing levels within the group removes the other one? I think in this case, we would want the secondary. We would want users can only choose one level in this group because all of our levels are essentially in or out, right? They're all access. They're just giving us different flavors of payment, right? So, but if I decided that you could hold multiple levels in this group, I would edit the group in Paid Memberships Pro and change this setting here. I don't know, Kim, you might be able to tell us, is there an equivalent here in MemberPress to say whether could someone own both levels at once? I don't see it here. I don't see ways to like change the relationship between levels and groups. But I think in MemberPress, you can hold 2 levels, but maybe not. Maybe that's an add-on. I don't know. Someone else can tell us if they're here, or maybe there's a mole from MemberPress watching, and they can tell us. That would be great. I hoped that would happen. I haven't seen yet, but we'll see.
Occasionally, I watch MemberPress.
That's true.
Sessions and stuff.
I know you said you're like, I want to talk. Then I'm like, I don't know if I should talk. They know who you are. It's all good.
Probably by my email because I don't hide it.
Yeah. All right. We created the levels. We did not worry about this. So that's really the only thing we did in Paid Memberships Pro. We haven't connected our payment gateway. We haven't set up any of our front end pages for Paid Memberships Pro. So Paid Memberships Pro exists. It's not protecting any content. It's only kind of in the admin right now. There's no effect on the front end of the site. Everything that MemberPress was doing still by protecting content for us, by accepting registrations and payments is all still functional. We're still in the safe area, I would say. Okay, so setting up user fields. We showed them in the beginning how the MemberPress area had custom user fields, and now I have to hunt for where they are. So I'm going to say they're not here. Kim, let me try a little, guys.
Fields.
General? Oh.
I don't know what is up with my voice today.
I have a hoarse voice too, Sam, but I'm okay with it. I know you're worried about time. Okay. Fields. Good name. Okay. So the equivalent in Paid Memberships Pro, settings, user fields. So we're going to add some fields because we want to know what type of pet you have. All right. Show the fields below for logged in purchases. Okay, so that's a setting to say, do you want to recapture the fields at checkout every time? If I'm logged in and I'm buying a renewal for monthly or a renewal for that fixed term membership, do you want to ask me again what type of pet I have?
And you might want to with small pets because they have shorter lifespans.
They shorter life. I don't know. My dad has like a 9-year-old parakeet. I don't know how that parakeet's still alive. Okay. Extended user information fields. Name fields show and require. So they want us to capture first and last name at checkout. Let's do it. Show fields at checkout. Show fields on user profile. Yes. All right. So we have first name is a text field. Required at checkout. Yes. Last name. We have an add-on for capturing first and last name at checkout. You can also create them as required user fields, which is what we're doing here. The first and last name to checkout would put them in a different place on the checkout form. So I will show you where that is when we get to that step, but you can also create them like this. So we're capturing name. We're not capturing any address fields. So we have a custom user information field called type of pet. It's a free text field shown at sign up and in the account. And then this is super duper important. This slug is the user meta field, right, Sam?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that we need to match because MemberPress is built for WordPress, Paid Memberships Pro is built for WordPress, and both plugins rely on WordPress's database structure for users and user meta, custom fields, information. So rather than say, let's just call this something different, and then we'd have to migrate all of the user meta information to our field name, we're just going to say, keep using it. So Paid Memberships Pro will say, I'm looking for type of pet in this database, and the field meta key is MEPR _ type _ of _ pet. So let me show you what this actually means. So custom user information fields, add a field, type of pet. When you tab into this name field, it tries to generate a safe meta key for user meta information. We want to use the one that it already is using. So this is where we take this slug and we tell Paid Memberships Pro's user field information that this is where to look for it. That's the gist of it. How did I explain that? I hope that I explained it well. This is not a required field in the MemberPress side, so I won't require it in Paid Memberships Pro either. Type of pet. Let's add our pet's name. Show it sign up, show an account, MEPR pet's name. So you see how I'm matching slug to name in both sides. That just means that the data never has to change. We're going to migrate membership data, but we're not going to have to migrate user meta information.
You know what's interesting, Kim? You did not do that for first name and last name, and all of MemberPress's fields do start with MPR.
Oh.
But they don't give
save
you
it on
the
the user
slug.
too?
They don't
first
give
and
you
last name. I wonder if they're even storing it in the user. We're going to see. We could always create additional user meta or user fields in PMPro with different names to try to see if data appears magically for us. Okay, we'll see. Thank you. It's possible that that is going to need attention at the end. All right, this is a drop-down field. This one I'm curious if it maps the same. When user meta information is stored as like a drop-down field can mean a lot of things. So this may or may not work. This will be a cool test. When you store data that's like this is a drop-down, so it should be one-to-one. I don't know how they structure how their user meta fields are stored. So that's a developer-y thing, that a flag that went off in my brain that this one might be funny, but we will try it. Local area, MEPR local area, a drop-down field. We call that a select or a drop-down. And the options are east, and the options value is lowercase in each of these. So east, west, north, south. One option per line, values and labels. So east, east, west, west, north, north, south, south. East, west, north, south. Okay, we got them all. I have my compass. I know my direction. Okay, so I'm saving my user fields. Again, still, this is just controlling settings in Paid Memberships Pro. We're not changing any user information. Nothing new is appearing on the front end of the site. Paid Memberships Pro is not set up. Okay, we did this. Migrate user fields. If you rename the fields, you need to re-import them with the correct field. Nope, we were good people. We did not do. Okay, here comes the part where this puts our migration guide to the test. Exporting and importing your data. So in Paid Memberships Pro, we have lots of database tables where all the information is stored. MemberPress also has lots of information where data is stored in your database. And we have to get data from a few places in MemberPress to create the formatted import file for our import members add-on. So I'm going to download that in the background. I didn't put my license key in this site. Sam, if you want to link up our import add-on in chat. Actually, I mean, I can do it in this screen. This is the import add-on for Paid Memberships Pro. This is a plus add-on. Like I said, premium plan would be required for importing. So we're not actually able to do any of this for free. So I probably could have installed subscription delays because migrations are part of our premium plan. But we do have ways and steps for you to use open source plugins when you're in like a figuring it out mode. Let's say you were like, I'm not certain Paid Memberships Pro is going to be what I need yet, but I want to try it. I don't know if I should pay yet. I'm going to try to go on my own without help. But I want to just try it open source stuff on a staging site, on a clone of my MemberPress site, and get through it. And then I can feel more confident to say this will work for us. So option one is, of course, buy a plus plan. We have a 100-day refund policy, no questions asked. The alternative is go the open source route, which we have some guides of how to use open source plugins unlicensed. Okay, so I have my zip. We're going to go and install this. So plugins, add plugin, upload plugin.
And
we'll
just to add to what Kim was saying about our plus add-ons, while she installs this one, the level of the plugin or the add-on, whether it's free, standard, or plus, does tend to correlate with how much support is typically required for that plugin. So things like our subscription delay add-on, the import user from CSV, we know that customers need a little bit more help with those. And so that's why those are in there. Our support team is incredible for handling those add-ons.
Yes. Yeah. Like they'll download like 5 of your rows and test it for you. All kinds of good stuff there. And there are partners and their developers page that also handle, I know someone commented earlier, we do migrations. So cool. Get in our Slack community. When people are struggling with migrations, just be a resource for them, not a salesperson too much, but reach out to us. We have a few other developers that specialize in migrations and understand all of these membership platforms. At least MemberPress probably far better than me. I probably understand Paid Memberships Pro better than almost anyone on earth except Sam. But, okay. So I'm going to export my MemberPress data from 3 separate CSVs. So I need my members, my subscriptions, and my transactions. We only need the last transaction for every member. Okay, so how do we find this? I hope we go to MemberPress, members.
Export. You should be able to export your member information from MemberPress.
Okay.
That should be in the premium plan that we paid for.
Subscriptions? If we can't migrate, we can't export. What do you guys? Tools? We're hunting. No. Okay. Reports. Export as CSV. I saw it there. Maybe it's just at the bottom. Yeah, it is here. Export as. Do I want all the records or? Oh, export the table. Export 13. Okay. I think I got members. It's just at the bottom, guys. It's not at the top. Ours is at the top. So I just look where I think to look. That's okay. Export table as CSV. I guess when I export all as CSV, it's like page 1. Is that what you think that is?
What are the 2 options?
Export all or export table? Yeah, I think all is like the visible view. So if you didn't, let's say you had 200,000 members, most hosting plans will choke to death trying to prepare a CSV with 200,000 entries. So you may have to export in batch because Paid Memberships Pro doesn't and MemberPress doesn't appear to have like a action scheduler way to create a file in the background for you. Our import process does have a Ajax-based import, so it shouldn't choke, I don't know, about 200,000 on shared hosting, but we're not testing that much today. I think transactions was the only other that I need. I'm going to export the table, which means I'm getting the full data set, not just the visible 10. Okay, I have 3 files.
And for anyone watching, these are all fake users with fake credit cards, and it's all a testing environment. None of this is real.
None of this is real. Although we'll get to know them over time. Okay. And the last transaction for every member. Prepare your import file. Now we have the data. We got the import CSV add-on. I went a little out of order here. And then we have a starter import file there. I need to find one of those. Okay. Hold on. I thought I got all my import files. Does this get me one at the end? Oh, this one gets me one. Never mind. I can just, this will be what I need. Okay. So you can either go from the starter import file and start manually trying to make your data work. I'm going to try the template that I made, which tries to do magic for you. And if it doesn't work, we'll go the other route. But you can refer to this guide. It just shows you what PMPro is looking for in the import file, what the column name in your MemberPress export would be, maybe something that's missing, and then just helpful information to help you understand like where and what is this from. So some of this data is in all of those three exports we made. So let's play in spreadsheets. This is the MemberPress like starter template. Did we take this off the post because we were like, this was garbage?
I don't remember.
Sam or Kim, if you're there, let me know if my import starter file is bad. If I should just, it's possible we were like, that doesn't work. It's causing too much complexity and we took it off. So now we'll get to learn. Okay. So one thing we need to do is map what was our level IDs in MemberPress to our leveled IDs in Paid Memberships Pro. So this is going to be back on the site. MemberPress memberships. Free was ID 83. And in Paid Memberships Pro, they are ID 1. All right. What was it? 83 to 1. 83 is a 1. And 2 is all access 1 year manual renewing. All access 1 year manual renew is 104. 104 to 2. I know we have this many. Okay. ID 3, all access yearly automatic renewing is 87. Don't get these wrong or you're going to make a mess. Number 4 is our monthly membership, 86. I wonder why these are such random numbers. All access for when this was our funky guy who is 103. All right, so now we have mapped these IDs. If you were just building your own import file, you would have to maybe edit the MemberPress member data columns to swap those IDs in there. But we're going to see if the magic works. All right, I'm going to import file, import, upload. We're going to find our members. We want to replace current sheet, import data. Okay. Does this look like this? Sometimes like these get out of date because MemberPress changes their database structure. You know, go for it. That's your right. Does this look similar? This one has addresses. I think that's okay. Kim just didn't collect addresses. Stripe customer ID. Oh, we want that. And the user fields are here.
What does it say for first name, last name?
Oh, it has data. Oh, does it have user fields for first and last name? I don't see any. What's weird is these are hyphenated, these address ones. Pet name, local area, Stripe customer ID. Okay, so I'm going to take this information. Let me look at this quick. It's column by column. All right, so I don't really want columns that I don't have here. I want these to match. So this is going to be the most tedious, horrible part of this. If you need to go somewhere, take a break, grab a glass of water, now's the time. So my exported MemberPress data doesn't look exactly like the version in this template. So I took the header row, which I know that the template wants these exact columns in this exact order. So I'm just going to go through and compare them. We don't need address fields. We can import address fields, but let's just pretend we're not going to. Okay, I'm going to delete these columns. And then these user fields I do need. And Stripe customer ID we also can import, right, Kim? Right,
yes.
Sam?
Hello, my name is Kim.
PMPro Stripe customer ID. MPER Stripe customer ID. Okay, but what column am I getting? I'm getting this from the subscriptions data. So let's say we don't need that, but it won't hurt to leave on the end of this, I don't think. So, okay, I'm going to delete that row I added, and I'm going to delete this sheet. Wonder if that screws things up. Let's just move our data over. Okay. Your import will be the most time-consuming, stressful part. We just had someone in community that was for many weeks talking with us about their import and finally smoothly imported 800 people. It was not a MemberPress migration, but it was just really cool to see that it was successful, because behind the scenes, I was like, please let this go well for them. I wanted it to go well. Okay. I feel confident about my members data. It matches my template. I have extra columns, but I'm leaving them here in case, well, I'm sure that I'm going to want to add them because they're not part of our template, because the template can't know what user custom fields. Okay. I'm going to import my subscriptions data that I exported. So import.
Said once you have the sub ID, it finds the customer number.
Oh, cool. Okay. So maybe don't have to import it.
You at least need the sub ID.
You need the sub ID. Okay. Oh, replace current sheet. Okay. Here's my subscriptions. That's I imported. This is the template. I'm going to do the same thing and take the header row here and just see if anything is different looking. They all look the same, right? Okay. Trial tax amount, trial tax reversal. We don't have any data here anyway, so I think I can safely just delete this and shift left because I want to match my template if I can. These must be new columns. We can fix our template to accommodate these. That's like the export data of MemberPress changed. Our order ID is all 0 here anyway, so I'm going to delete these cells and shift left. I don't know what I would have done if they had data in them. The subscriptions are all active. I don't know why there's HTML in here, but that's what it is. Okay. So I like this data, and I'm going to replace it here. Okay, we have two down, 1 to go. We still don't know if it's going to work, but we're trying. All right, and we're going to do one more import, upload of our transactions. And the reason this import is so important and we're being so careful is because the subscriptions are live at our connected payment gateways, and we don't want the migration to mean everyone gets canceled and everyone has to sign up again. We're talking about 12 members in this site. It's not a huge amount of money, but it's something you just don't want to happen in a live active site. Just ruin your momentum. So avoid losing that data by preserving all of this information. If you were migrating a site that had only free levels to another site with only free levels, you wouldn't need to do most of this. Okay. So again, I'm comparing the columns that the template is expecting to the exported columns. And it looks like only one thing happened. Order transaction number. There's no data there anyway. Okay. So this data was pretty close. Oh, it did say to take duplicate orders out, right?
You only need the latest order.
So I should just sort them
the most
by
recent.
Okay, so we're going to do an advanced sort. We're going to sort by user ID. So we know that's unique user, and then by created at tool. All right, data sort range, advanced range sorting by column H, and then by column created at, probably, right?
I think so.
Cool. All right, this one has no buddy. I'm just going to delete because that doesn't help us. There's some
Looks
duplicates
like user
here.
number 10 and 15.
All right,
user
so Ginger Peach. Ginger Peach has a 9th, 16th, and 23rd. So we only need the 23rd here. I'm going to delete the 2 for the 9th and 16th. And then Margaret Houlihan also has a 9th and 16th and 23rd. So I'll delete those. And I think we're good, right?
I think so, from what I can see.
Okay. And I don't have to resort this. And I'm going to put it on this sheet and delete these rows. Okay. Are we done? Do we get to go to have lunch now?
Not yet.
Delete. Okay.
You gotta see if it works in PMPro now.
I always like to remind us where we're at. So we exported 3 different tables of data in MemberPress. We're now massaging all that data into a single import file that Paid Memberships Pro will recognize, update members in add the membership levels that PMPro is expecting them to have with the term and with the pricing and the expirations if they existed, the subscription IDs linked to the payment gateway that we're expecting, all of that. So we have the 3 data kind of massaged and in place in our template. We have a relationship created between what the former level ID in MemberPress was to the current level ID that PayNurses Pro is expecting. When we do this import, it will not remove membership from them for their MemberPress side of things. It's only going to add data about membership that PayNurses Pro can understand. So how'd we do? What's NA? Could not find the value in the lookup. This is maybe because MemberPress exports members without membership levels, right? Let's get rid of this one.
I think the export will show the name versus the number.
The name of the level? Do we have to change that in this? Memberships.
No, maybe not, because those are numbers.
Status active. Okay. Maybe it was just that row. Did not find value. And where are you looking? Subscriptions data. Which level does BJ Honeycutt had? Here you are. Level 104 in MemberPress. Do we have that one here? No. Yes, 104. Well, I'm just going to manually do it. Oh, subscriptions data. Honeycutt. He doesn't have a subscription. Okay, that's okay. I don't know why he's considered an active member but doesn't have a subscription, but we know that BJ Honeycutt is a 104, so we're going to give him a 2. We're just going to override it. Okay. And, right, it was a 2?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe they just got the level for free. Total spent $300. Do they have an expiration date? That's a $300 per year one, right? I'm trying to think back. No, that was a $300 expires in 1 year. Isn't that the level? Level 2?
I don't know.
Okay. No, that's okay.
Too many
We're
numbers.
holding a lot in our brains. Manual renew. $300 expires in 1 year. All right. So let's just set him up based on the data we know. So initial payment was $300. Billing amount is 0. 0. Doesn't have a subscription.
Like Kim said, this is going to be the most tedious part of the entire process.
Yes. All right. This is BJ Honeycutt. I mean, the using the template can get us started. Here's the Stripe customer number for that person. So we're going to put it there. Okay. Fixing. I think it has to do with how these fixed term memberships work. All right. Kim, our team member.
Emily Sparkle says, wasn't BJ Honeycutt from MASH?
Oh, maybe. Kim likes to have fun creating these the import data, so it's possible this was
I think
free.
so, but I feel like somebody from MASH just passed away. Actually, was that them?
Actually, I just want that to be 0, and I want this to be active. Start date. Why can't I just make it say active? I don't know the start date. Let's say it's the same as the membership timestamp. Okay, we're just repairing what the template got incorrect. And this was a free, so there's none of this information for a free person. And they were supposed to expire in 1 year. So we'll just fill it in. 2025, 2026.
Kim was watching MASH when she made this. That's
There
why
you
she
go.
used the name.
All right, Margaret.
Also a character in MASH.
Who? Margaret?
Margaret. Yeah.
I didn't watch MASH, guys. I watch it with my parents. You watch it with Okay, that one's fine. I'm just checking all this stuff. If anyone has questions on what I'm doing or other questions, Sam can field for you. This was an 86. It's a 4. It's funny that it got some data and not all the data. That's like really frustrating. What's this looking for? Membership payment transaction ID. So we're looking for that sub.
Any resources on pricing? Yes, David, I do. Let me find those for you. And then the other book that Jason always recommends on pricing is called
Street Pricing.
Street Pricing. Yes, I remember it because I accidentally on a live stream typed in street racing and linked to the book on Amazon, but it's Street Pricing. But let me find you our resources on pricing as well. And I also did see that you joined our Slack community, so welcome.
Welcome. I am playing with spreadsheets, everyone's favorite thing. Right now I'm looking at every subscription that was missing like a transaction ID. I'm referencing the subscription in the MemberPress transactions data tab, and I'm copying over the last transaction ID. This won't do any charges, but when PMPro does its import and looks up things, it's going to know more about the previous order. These are empty because this is not how many members we have in this site, so I'm going to delete these rows. We're getting close. How many NAs do you guys see? Here's one. Membership ID 2. Status, we'll call it active. Created at start date. And this is another one that expires in a year, so 2026-04-08. Let's see if we can find. That would not have a subscription transaction ID because that's a one-time payment. I'm hunting for NAs. Here's a few. Okay. What's wrong with Roger Moore? Roger Moore, are you from MASH? I thought you were James Bond, Roger Moore.
I don't recognize that name.
87.
Emily says, I'm old, watched it with my dad in reruns all my life.
Oh,
I'm staying at my parents' house.
Yes, Roger Moore.
I'm staying at my parents' house right now, and that's what we watch every night with dinner is MASH. MASH reruns.
You also watch did you watch Leave It to Beaver, or what do you watch? Some other show?
86, Emergency 84. Is like right before dinner. And then we also watch the Andy Griffith Show.
The Andy Griffith Show, that's right.
Yes, and then occasionally we'll put on Home Improvement.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, these are all so funny. 87 is a 3. I don't know why some of them didn't work. Okay. I think some are looking up on the subscription side and our levels. Not everyone had a subscription. All right. Any more NAs? No? No? Are we ready to import? Oh, I'm scared. Okay.
David, I'm throwing some pricing links out for you in the chat.
Okay. It looks like it just... No, that was our address stuff. So now we can get this data for these people. How do you write VLOOKUPs? Now you're going to watch me pretend I know how to use Excel. I wonder if these are in the same order. MemberPress members data. Ben Pierce. If they're in the same order, we don't have to pretend we know how to use Excel. They are. Okay. So I just confirmed that my this spreadsheet is matching the order of this spreadsheet. So I can cheat and not have to know how to use Excel and just move these columns over. I'm not going to import address fields, so we don't need those. And this is the example of how you would import a user field in Paid Memberships Pro. So if I put these here, the MemberPress field was that. When we created our user fields, these are those names that we matched. We actually don't have to even import this data because we're not changing it. So I don't know why I'm even talking about any of this. I think I'm tired. I'm going to delete these columns because that already exists for the users. So when we do our import, we're not adding new people. We're just saying, find who's our MASH character, find Ginger Peach, and then update Ginger Peach with this additional data. So I am going to delete what I did because this is not necessary. You don't have to re-import anything. We do have to give them, like, WordPress needs something to try to locate them by. Email is a great unique identifier because two WordPress users can't share the same email address. So that's a really great one. Oh my gosh, we're going to go over time. Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, though. You would want those fields in your import if you're not on the same site. So like if you have a MemberPress site and you're creating a whole new complete setup with PMPro Pro, that's when you're going to want those fields because those databases are going to be different. In this scenario, we're using the exact same site and we're just switching our membership plugin.
Yes.
Which is why we don't 100%. Need those fields.
Okay. We did that. Once you're using these sheets. Okay. So I like this. I'm going to duplicate this sheet because I'm going to delete some stuff from it. This is our ready for import. Question mark. Can you put a question mark there? Okay. So the first column in this, or first row in this, is the field keys that PMPro Pro is looking for. The second column was just my reference point to make this template make more sense for your import for when you're designing the sheet. I'm going to delete this row because it's not necessary and it would ruin, one of the entries would be like unrecognizable. We don't need it. So I deleted that. How do we feel? Are we doing it? We only have one for user. We have one in that level. Everyone's data looks good to me. Oh my gosh. Okay. File, download, comma separated values. Okay. Okay. Guide, teach me next. Recommending testing. We're not going to test. We only have like 12. That's what a test is. All right. Double check the data and everything looks correct. All right. We're doing it. Ready? Guys, we got this. Memberships.
Nope.
I thought I installed the plugin.
You did.
Oh, it's under users. Sorry. Sam knows better than me. We've confirmed it.
Just because I made a video on this add-on recently.
Okay. All right. Here's
my recently, probably 6 months ago, but
that feels recent. You're going to be 4 years with us before you know it.
I know. Here, October. Okay.
Users, import members. Select my import file as a CSV. It must be a CSV, not a zip file. There's that example file, which we didn't use because we're trying out our template, which still had some bugs. But do we want to send users an email? No, thank you. We want to update existing users when a matching username or email address is found. Recommended. Yes. Process with Ajax. 12 people probably wouldn't be needed, but we are going to do that because I'll show you the screen and how it looks. And that is what you would check if you had, I think, probably more than like 50. I would always do this. There's no harm in running it this way. It just means it's going to do a safe amount in a chunk, know where it's at, and keep processing. Skip existing members would be useful if you were importing and you were concerned that you had people already set up in Paid Memberships Pro with memberships, and maybe your member import data is outdated. You would want to keep what the existing data for them was. But this is not true because we have no members in Paid Memberships Pro currently. If we go to memberships members list, we have nobody. So let's do it.
That's that Ajax page that Kim was talking about.
All right, it says it's done. So when I come back here, there should be members. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There should be subscriptions. There are no subscriptions. Oh, I didn't set up Paid Memberships Pro's payment gateway yet, so it's not going to do it. All right, we have to connect, right?
Look at your guide because there's like a specific time when you have to connect.
Oh, don't do it yet. We're going to have to re-import. Okay. I'm reading the guide. We're going to have to re-import to get the subscriptions. I think this was written before subscriptions table. Did it make orders? No.
The import from CSV doesn't ever make orders.
But it will create subscriptions if we can.
It will, yes.
Okay, so we have to do that. So we're going to connect our payment gateway. Should we protect content yet, or should we connect our gateway? I almost want to disconnect.
It's all in the guide. What does the guide say?
It says to protect content first. Resume your live website. Now it's time to connect your payment gateway. Deactivate MemberPress. They have a guide on how to remove everything. I'm not going to do that because I'm running out of time. I have 1 minute. Payment settings, subscriptions, webhooks, Stripe. Okay. So it is time to do it. All right, we're doing it. Stripe. We're going in test mode. We're going to connect with Stripe. And the account we're using is called Open Office Hours Testing. Why is that ineligible? Oh, because it's connected to MemberPress. Let's disconnect
It says deactivate MemberPress and then do it.
Deactivate MemberPress, the plugin. But I have to do my content protections. I want to match my content protections.
Who wrote this thing?
I guess I could recreate it. Stop. All right, you're good. This isn't easy.
Yeah, it was a joint effort between Kim White and I many moons ago.
Blame also me. Okay. I disconnected it, and let's see if it shows up, because it has to connect to the same payment gateway. It can't connect to a different payment gateway, even a different Stripe account. Reuse this business to create a new account. See? Well, maybe it was working. I just was confused. All right. Now it's like creating a business. I think because it's connected to MemberPress. Let's test. Let's look in my Stripe. How can I like remove my relationship to MemberPress here?
Kim says if you have a MemberPress Stripe account, I wonder if it will work. You would have to keep it.
I didn't create it through MemberPress. Test mode. Like disconnecting it from. There's a way to do that. I've seen that before. Let's see.
But you'd want to keep your subscriptions active.
Mm-hmm. Someone search for us. How do you... How do you get your account disconnected from a Stripe account? That's what we're trying to figure out. I know people have done it through us, so there must be a way. Platform controls. How do I opt out of this change? Disconnect from a connected third-party platform. Settings, installed apps. Let's try it. Oh, here, you can see this.
I say you must be on a different browser thingy. We can't see.
I am sorry. I didn't know if you would like see real stuff about my business. Financial connections. Do you say connected apps? Settings, team, and security. Okay. Installed apps. Here, revoke access. You don't have access to revoke. MemberPress helps manage this account. Oh, so you probably maybe have to contact Stripe. I can do it probably without connecting, just through API keys. So that's what I'll do. And then we'll delete this after so nobody steals our API keys. Test mode. We want to go to, can't we make API keys here? Root workbench. Developer. Oh, here it is. Developers. Okay. API keys. Publishable key. If someone connects to this site secretly while we're live watching this. Oh, wait. Now it says it's connected. That's that new business I made. I don't want that one. All right. Disconnect. Click here to connect via API settings. Okay. Please don't create an account until we're done doing this and I delete this account. Okay. This is for MemberPress. I don't know what permissions it needs. Does it need? I'm just going to give it all the permissions. This isn't really connected to anything live. Can you just give it all the permissions? Core, checkout, sure. David has a list, I think, of what permissions you need. Really? I'm going to speed through this and just give it everything in this site. Can you see that key? Do you see this screen, Sam, membership
I
levels?
see the membership levels.
Okay. I'm just taking it out of there because now I'm like, what if someone really does connect to my Stripe account? Save settings. Okay. All right, I'll put you back. So I have to create the webhook, settings, developers, webhooks, create an event destination, endpoint URL. I'm going to select all events. Again, you do not have to connect all events in the site, but we're going to do it just so we can go quickly. All right. MemberPress Pro can automatically generate this webhook for you, but because we're using this API keys method, it may or may not work. I did create the webhook, so I think that it will work, but we can test it then. We'll just be continuing to debug. I hope there's a way to disconnect your site from a connected account. I'm sure that Stripe can do that for you.
Kim sent me a Stripe support link.
Okay. That's how you do it. We can add that to the thing, to the guide as well. Okay. So now my payment gateway is connected in test mode, which it was before, with API keys, because I couldn't connect this way because it was still thinking it was a MemberPress attached site. So I'm going to redo my import to try to create those subscriptions.
Oh, you have to reach out to the platform to initiate the disconnect process for you in your case, because
Okay.
you don't have the option to revoke it. So you have to, I guess, reach out to MemberPress and say,
okay,
remove this.
Didn't create subscription. So it still doesn't think it's connected to my payment gateway. We got pretty far, guys. Why doesn't it want to create this? The provided key does not have the required permissions. All right, so it doesn't like my restricted key. Edit key. Oh, I have to add more. Oh, here, there's more. There's more things to check. I wish I could just toggle these all on. Right. Oh, all webhooks, right. Okay, I was missing one. I'm in another screen, guys, adding access for things. All right, apply changes. Great, webhook. Webhook is enabled. Okay, your webhook is enabled. My site's in test mode. I hope that our site does create subscriptions and import if it's in test mode. I wonder if that's also a caveat of this.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to test.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do. I know that the site was set up to accept payments on this site. We don't need any of that. Okay. Save settings. I'll try and import one more time. We're trying to get the subscriptions to create. And now we're learning like what is all required. Nope, it doesn't want to do it. If I have to manually create these, I'm
Should be live keys, is what Kim's saying.
It has to be live. They're not linked to a live. The subscriptions are on a demo site. So maybe we can't even do this demo because we didn't create real subscriptions to import. I'm going to just try one. I'm going to try linking one subscription manually. Not that we would want people to have to do this, but if you're doing it at all, you're doing it because you have live member site, not because live subscriptions, not because you're doing it in a demo. So let me pick someone in my list. John Wayne. John Wayne. Your subscription ID. So you need the subscription track, transaction ID, and the user ID. So John Wayne is user ID 21. It's in the URL here. And membership level for John Wayne is all access monthly. So that worked, but the import doesn't want to do it. So we did have to do them manually for the purposes of this demo. For the purposes of migrating live data, live subscriptions, import must be designed to process and handle those. Right? How many manual ones should we do? It didn't take long, but there are
I
a
think you should
few.
go over the difference of content restrictions because
Okay. We do
MemberPress
still have
has their
MemberPress
rules.
active on this site. We haven't set up our pages yet. So what time does everyone have to go?
I mean,
I'm going
whenever.
to create pages manually and assign some pages. So the account page in MemberPress, I'm going to take it over for Paid Memberships Pro. There was no cancel page I saw in MemberPress. Their checkout page is just like an endpoint called register. They have a thank you page, which we'll use for our confirmation page, and we'll take over this join us page and their login page. We'll do that after we do this. And then they didn't have like a page for that. So let's do that. And then we'll create these three. We'll create our member edit profile page. Okay. So we need to create billing information, cancel, and checkout. I could have generated pages probably faster. Let's add our checkout page. And that's fine. And what else do we need? Orders page. I like to make my orders page a child page of the account page. So that's just a WordPress thing. It's gone. Here. PMPro page orders. And we need a cancel page. Not a post. I stopped narrating as much what I'm doing. I'll keep narrating. I think an hour is the maximum amount of time I can talk constantly. All right, we got some more pages created. I won't do the billing information page. I don't have to demo that here, but okay. And then the pages that MemberPress was using, I'm going to swap to use our account stuff. So it doesn't look like they had a shortcut on that page. The login page, we're going to switch to using our login form. Is it this one? Yes. And the thank you page, we're going to use our confirmation page and get rid of this. Your subscription. Oh, they changed the shortcode. Your subscription has been set up. Okay. I edited that one. I edited that one. And the join us page, that's our levels page. We're going to just put our levels. Pricing table. There's lots of ways to customize Paid Memberships Pro's levels and pricing page. So now if we go to this join page, we're going to see our list of levels. If we click one, we're going to go to a checkout page for that level, which is the Paid Memberships Pro checkout page. Gorgeous. One thing you may want to do is those old URLs that MemberPress had /register. We could call this page /register /plan slug, build URL redirects for those to redirect to their the PMPro version of that checkout page. Depends if you need to do that or not. That's up to you. This account page. Go ahead.
Graham has a really good question. If you're hijacking the MemberPress pages, will they disappear when MemberPress is uninstalled /deleted?
They won't, because they're pages that are like exist in the WordPress site. Let's do some content protections and we'll see what happens. Actually, what I could probably do, they have settings pages. I could just maybe do this, like don't have one. Let me try that. Yeah, so what I did was I unset MemberPress to think those pages were ones that they controlled, and I revisited that page. Now it just has Paid Memberships Pro's account information, and when I go into the pages area, we shouldn't see this one's, like it created a weird page and assigned it. We can delete that at the end of everything. But it doesn't think that these pages have like a dual assignment anymore. in the site. We'll do some content protections because I keep hinting that I'm going to do that. So this one has all posts that are categorized as rabbits should be available to all access yearly and all access monthly. So in the PMPro Pro land, we would go to posts, categories. Instead of setting it up at these rules, we would edit rabbits, and it was all access yearly and monthly. So those two. So we're creating a rule in Paid Memberships Pro. We don't call it that, but we're requiring membership for category rabbits. We don't need this rule anymore. I'm going to trash it. There's a page called sample page that was restricted for people who have the free membership levels. So protecting a page in Memberships Pro, we go to pages, we edit the page. It's a draft page, but still. And then we have this require membership meta box and we lock it down. I'll show you what that looks like. I don't have the free membership level, so I can't see the content. This was our example. We saw that MemberPress post that said, update this because you want to change that content. So now this would have like a direct link to the free level. So we got that rule. I'm trashing it, not because for any weird reason other than I know when I uninstall MemberPress, there's going to be this orphaned data in my database. So I did it. I'm going to trash it. We're not using MemberPress anymore to control access to things. The courses one is going to be unique. We'll talk through that. We also have forums set up here in our MemberPress site. So the equivalent of that would be to install Paid Memberships Pro's MemberPress add-on, which is, I just went to memberships add-ons as fast as can be because I'm rushing now through things so that you guys don't have to stay on with me for the whole day today. But the equivalent of that in Paid Memberships Pro, we would go to, where's forums? I don't see forums. I see topics and replies. I'm going to remove this rule. All access membership, all access 1 week, all access yearly. So monthly, 1 week, and yearly. Let's see if I get our forums link back. No. Kim, where's the forums? That's weird. I don't have permission, but I'm an administrator. Aren't I? I think I'm an administrator.
Said you were just. Did I see subscriber?
Kim, you probably have to give me. How could I give myself moderator? No, I'm logged in. I just generated this site. All right, let's try deactivating MemberPress and turning it back on again.
She's looking.
No, something's really funny with our MemberPress here. Because I don't even see forums here. I know MemberPress went through some hectic experiences with a 6.8 incompatibility.
Topics?
Yeah, so we could edit topics and require membership for them, but we'd need the CPT add-on. So it's really at the forums level. That's what's interesting. Can I even view one? Let's try viewing one. I don't know that MemberPress would hijack that. Let's try deactivating MemberPress. Why can't I? Required by MemberPress courses. So I'd have to deactivate MemberPress courses first. I said I would talk about it. The MemberPress courses is proprietary MemberPress course platform. It doesn't work with Paid Memberships Pro, and it looks like I can't even deactivate MemberPress without deactivating it. So you would need to find another course solution, whether it was our default module of our courses add-on, or if you wanted to use a plugin like Lifter LMS instead, something more robust for your course platform. I know MemberPress is pretty basic at this point, so you could probably get away with our default module. But if you see a grander future, Lifter LMS is our preferred LMS of choice. So I'm going to deactivate it because I'm trying to figure out how to get my forms back. But I can't. I don't know. It's not letting me. It's letting me view the forms here. And Kim must have created them. Oh, I can edit a form. It's just not showing me the menu item. Okay. We got into it. So MemberPress said that forums members were yearly, monthly, and 1 year. So this is that MemberPress integration with Paid Memberships Pro. When you're editing a single forum, you can lock it down by membership level, just like you did the pages and posts. So never mind. I can't even edit it. I could kind of edit it. There's just something funny with this demo site, but you would edit every forum and you would assign membership requirements to it. Yeah, we did it. I mean, we got some hiccups on this subscriptions thing. We learned that the subscriptions are all import if you're in live mode. If you're in test mode, it doesn't work that way. I almost wonder if we could trick it, right? Do you guys think I could trick it? I'm gonna try one more thing. Any questions right now as you've watched me fumble and play through this? I think it turned out better than I expected. I will say that.
There's no questions coming in right now.
Okay.
But
how many people have stuck with us? You all deserve a medal.
We've got 9 people viewing right now.
It still didn't do it. So yeah, I think it's a caveat of the fact that we were trying to play with test data in a live way. So, but we do have an example of what subscriptions will look like in the Paid Memberships Pro side of things. This next payment date, people love to see that. It really helps you see what payments are coming up in your site. If you go to the subscription screen, you see this next payment list. You can sort people and you can kind of get a sense of what's incoming. You can also get those reports at the Stripe gateway side, but it is nice to see that all consolidated in your admin of things. It's still giving me this setup step because I don't have one of our pages created yet, our billing page. What was our post that was locked down? Was it this one?
Yes.
Yeah. So then this button, this one was protected. So yeah, you're probably gonna have a ton more rules and a ton more things that you need to move over in that last phase of things, the content protections phase of things. But yeah, it's doable.
And every site's unique. Every site's going to have their own requirements. This is just like us glossing over the very basics of how to do this process. If this was helpful,
Kim couldn't log in.
Yeah, no, she couldn't log in. If this was helpful and you stuck with us, thank you. If there's other platforms that you want us to show migrations for, let us know.
No, don't offer that.
We can do it. We have migration guides and a few more.
We have someone writing a great guide about importing members in MailChimp and stuff. We could do like take your email list and import them to a membership site. I think that would be cool. And I think that's more how people are doing this because it's very hard to migrate membership platforms. It's like a huge decision.
It's not something you want to do. You really want to do.
Yeah, you don't want to have to do this.
And pick one plugin that you're going to use for the life of your business.
But there's change that can happen. I mean, plugins get acquired, things change, development slows down. Like they're already WordPress users, so certainly migrating between 2 WordPress membership plugins is easier. There's third-party platforms you might be using and the pricing can change. We saw that happen with like people using Meetup for their community. Now the Meetup pricing changed and it got kind of crazy. Patreon pricing changed. So there's cases where it makes sense. And even if you have, a 2% loss of your membership because they're like, I liked that platform better. I don't want to log into, mysmallpets.com. In the long run, it might be a better controlled environment for you, lower costs and fees ongoing to third parties. So certainly something.
Okay, so coming up in the world of what we have going on at PMPro, let's find out because I don't even know.
Do you want me to bring up my live page?
Yeah, so there you go. It looks like, there's a random A.
Oh, that's fun.
May 15th is going to be our next open office hours. We're going to have an Ask Me Anything with Jason Coleman and Andrew Lima. It's very rare to get both of them together for a thing like this. So for them, bring your development heavy questions because that's going to be a really good team to dive into the code, the nerdy stuff.
Bring your design.
Andrew's really good with Zapier and security.
That's right.
But that'll be a fun Ask Me Anything session. And then, Kim, if you want to go to the Coding with Sam page.
I do want to go to the Coding with Sam page.
Next one's going to be next Friday, May 9th, 9 a.m. That is great if you are just starting out to build your membership site, not really sure how you can customize different things on your site, and you want to learn just a little bit of code. I will post what I'm coding on May 9th in the Slack community the day prior. So if you're not in the Slack community, I suggest that you
What
join.
are you doing? Get in there.
That's the only way you're going to know what I'm coding until I go live. So that's like a fun exclusive little tidbit that you get from being in there. And we also do have exclusive events in our Slack community as well. We've got async Ask Me Anythings where we're just chatting back and forth in the Slack channel. And then we also have community meetups where that is where you get to come on a Google Meet with typically Kim and I. I've missed the last couple, but it's typically Kim Coleman and I, and you get face-to-face conversation with us.
Very cool.
And make sure you like and subscribe to our channel.
Please.
And then you get notifications when we go live too. There's on occasion, we will randomly go live without doing like emails or anything. So if there's like a big thing going on behind the scenes, there are times where we kind of do impromptu live streams. So.
Yeah, force us to make the video content that you all need to get you unblocked and get you building your membership sites. Thank you for sticking with us for so long. Check out the migration guide. We're going to put a link in the description of this video when we kind of optimize it. We're going to add timestamps so you can skip past Kim fuddling with Stripe keys. We will certainly update our migration guide with some of the things we learned in doing this process that, don't do it if you're migrating test subscription data. That was a fun one to learn. And then some steps to how you can get your Stripe account disconnected from a platform you may have connected it to initially. It looks like it's possible and you're not, bound to use that forever. Those are your subscriptions. That's your information. That's your financial data. So it's not MemberPress's data. You'll be able to get it unlocked. I've never had to disconnect someone from us, but that's a good thing. That means that no one's ever needed to ask me to do that. So who knows? It could come. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Sam, thank you for joining me for this very long event today. And we will see you all on the 9th next Friday. Cool. Bye.